I find it extremely ironic and sad that one of the hardest things about being in Sweden is meeting Swedes. To me, that doesn't make any sense.
This is Ebba Åkerman in Stories from Sweden. She's the founder of Invitationsdepartementet, United Invitations. Ebba is seen in a park in Stockholm with her dog Rio. She watches youngsters play soccer and speaks with another dog owner.
Swedes are wonderful people. I would say that Swedes are very kind and loyal, but there's something about opening up to letting people into that sphere.
Ebba picks out groceries at the outdoor stand of a vegetarian store. She then continues inside the shop.
The background to how this started was me becoming a substitute teacher for the Swedish for Immigrants language program. A friend and I are on the Blue Line in Stockholm. We passed the stop called Dubo. An older lady in the subway cart is saying to me with, I would guess, some sort of Eastern European accent, like, yeah, this is where all the white people get off. I was like, no, we're going to continue down. We're going to go to Tensta. And she was like, okay, just wanted to make sure that you know where you're going. And what I realized was that the city I grew up in was a lot more segregated than I was aware of. I had my friends who didn't know anyone out in the suburbs. And I had all my students in the suburbs who didn't know anyone who lived in the city center. So it was really this thought coming back to how can you connect people?
Ebba is seen at home in her kitchen. She closes the refrigerator, washes her hands, and begins preparing dinner.
Invitationsdepartementet, it's an initiative where people who are new in Sweden and people who are established here invite each other for dinners in their homes. It's a very, very simple idea.
Ebba slices mozzarella cheese and cherry tomatoes.
I know that we're all different as people, but I really like to meet strangers. I guess it's the uncertainty part of it that has these two sides, both the excitement and the nervousness.
Ebba sets a table for 3. She places roses in a vase on the table.
Special thing about inviting someone into your home, and I think this is very true for Sweden, but in many cultures as well, that's like the grand prize of a social relationship.
Ebba makes an apple pie.
Like if we would meet for coffee at Starbucks, you don't get to know anything about me. But when you come and sit in my living room, you get to know so much about me. Something happens when you're in an environment where people live.
The doorbell rings. Ebba calms her dog. Easy, easy, Rio. Ebba opens the door and greets a man and a woman. Hi, how nice to meet you.
Is this Rio?
Yes, this is Rio. Come in. What's this?
I hope you like it.
The man hands over a gift to Ebba.
I remember getting one email from a guy saying that, well, you know what? You can actually learn Swedish by watching television. And I was like, that's true. But I do think that you will learn even better Swedish if you actually speak to a native speaker. He never replied back to that.
The couple is now seated and they're having a drink. They chat with Ebba.
So I really see that this initiative is so much about getting Swedes to open up to new Swedes. It's much more easier for the established Swedes of including someone than it is for someone who's new in Sweden to try to break into Swedish culture.
Ebba joins her guests at the table with a pasta dish.
So it's really about seeing the influence you can have in someone's life. And always when I have dinners, that's when I love this idea the most. Because it just fills your heart with so much joy.
Ebba and her guests serve themselves, happily chatting.
Riding the subway and then seeing young men who speak Arabic, I will think of Mohammed and I will be happy. And I know that he probably loves Britney Spears and he loves soccer and have all these different associations.
Ebba tells a story to her guests, who smile and laugh.
There's a lot of talk about changing the world. I'm so much more about changing yourself. The more you give, the more you get.
United Invitations is a platform that brings together those who wish to learn a language with people who speak it fluently. Over dinner, guests learn to converse and share stories. This rapidly growing movement has reached over 50 cities in 8 countries. This film about Ebba Åkerman and United Invitations is brought to you by Sweden's official YouTube channel. It's an episode in the channel's documentary series, Stories from Sweden.